Sani Publishing presents Forsaking Hope, written by Beverley Oakley, narrated by Beverley Oakley. Chapter 1. Wilfred Hunt. If ever there was a name to tip Hope into the abyss of despair, she was hearing it spill from Madame Chambon's lips now, as the older woman directed Hope to take a seat in the reception room, presumably so Madame could loom oppressively over her. With her hands on her ample, expensively padded hips, Hope's benefactress, or procuress, employer, jailer were other monikers, sent Hope a beetling look that needed no interpreting. Regardless of Hope's true feelings, Hope must project the required show of warmth and delight at being the chosen one. Madame patted the side of her faux curls. Years of hot irons had reduced her hair to the texture of wool, but her crowning glory these days was supplemented by the lustrous locks of those girls who dared cross her, before they were thrown back into the street from where most had come. Nevertheless, Hope had to make her resistance clear. Surely Madame, who knew her history, would understand her loathing for this man above all others. "I shan't do it," she whispered. There was little evidence of the wilful child and wild adolescent who'd been the despair of her family. "I won't." Outside, the noise of the traffic rumbling over the cobbles and the shrill calls of competing vendors settled upon the tense silence. Madame Chambon's other girls, ranged around the sumptuously appointed room on red velvet upholstered banquettes, watched the exchange with prurient fascination. Hope knew it had been a calculated ploy of Madame's to conduct her interview in public so that Hope would serve as an example to them. No one crossed Madame Chambon. The shrill cry of a fishmonger caused Madame to look pointedly out of the window. With something between a smile and a sneer, she smoothed a tangerine Marcel wave. "Is that where you plan to return, Hope? The gutter?" Her nose twitched, and in the sunlight that filtered into the room, the grooves chiselled between mouth and chin were thrown into harsh relief, highlighted rather than hidden by the thick powder she used to conceal her age. Madame Chambon's comfort now and into retirement depended on obedient girls. Hope knew that as well as anyone. She'd had to bury her rebellious streak just to ensure food in her belly. The Frenchwoman raised a chiselled brow and began to pace slowly in front of her girls. A painter with an eye for beauty would have been ecstatic at capturing such a spectacle.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?